Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there. Hope you had a nice day, saluting things and such. Just got off work myself, and I got to say, I didn't see any of this game. I think I saw like 2 possessions. I saw Deandre Ayton put the ball in the hoop once, and then I think I saw like 3 Devin Booker misses. So I'm being real with you, Jamsters. I'm coming into this one blind. All I know is the final score in this game was 114 to 97. 114 to 97, Matthew. What the fuck?
Yeah, you came into it blind. It's perfect. It's like, you have the ugly wife. You need to put the bag over her head. That's what this was.
This was a bag over the head kind of game?
Yes, exactly.
Well, I'll tell you this. We need help on this one. And you know what? We're going to bring in Dan Duarte of the Fanning the Flames podcast. Smashing on a stogie. We're going to bring in Paul, Dervish of Whirl, eating his dinner. This is a podcast right here. I can't wait to hear what happened with this game. How we doing, Fanning the Flamers?
It's Friday. I'm loving the analogy, Lissy.
Yeah, John set me up for that one. Yeah, it's needed, right? This is what it was. It was. I don't even know. I don't know how to explain this one. I mean, we'll talk about it for sure, but dude, this was
the purpose of the pod to talk about.
I know. Exactly, but I don't want to fucking talk. I didn't want to watch this fucking game, honestly. The way it was going, I just knew it was going to end this way. So
it's just one of those games. Well, let's welcome everybody to another edition of the Suns Jam Session podcast. My name's John, a.k.a. Darth Voida. You can follow me on Twitter, at Darth Voida. You can follow Matthew on Twitter.
At Matthew Music.
You can follow Dan Duarte on Twitter.
At Dan Duarte1.
You can follow Paul on Twitter.
At Dervish of Whirl.
And what would you follow your podcast at?
Fan the Flames NBA.
And
Coast to Coast Pod 1.
Very well done, gentlemen. Look at it. We're like
not my pod. I'm not gonna.
I set it up perfectly so Dan could pick that one up after you.
Did.
Yeah. So,
yes.
I'm a gracious host. I really appreciate you guys sitting here and helping fill in, because I knew that coming into this one, that East Coast start 5:00 game, I wasn't going to get a chance to see the majority of the game or any of it. We had a special event going on at work at the independent living community I work at now. So I was like, you know what? Let's bring in the experts. Let's bring in the guys who are probably the last podcast who doesn't have a YouTube feed, probably for good reason, because I've recorded with you guys in the past. It's probably for good reason. So we'll see how this one goes.
you saw how the Aussie Suns pod went when when Justin and Dan were both on there. That would have 100% been shelved if that was a Fan the Flames episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, was that the one where you guys called Lissy? What'd you call him?
You guys call
Dahmer.
Dahmer. Yeah, you called him Dahmer.
It was a joke.
It was a joke.
Wait, was that the one I was on too, or was it a different one?
No, it was a different one. It was a couple weeks
Actually,
ago.
I think you were in the you watched it because you were in the comment section.
I wasn't. I remember the one we did. I was called a serial killer in that one. So twice.
3 times a lady.
Who knows, dude? My closet's shut behind me, so.
Yeah. Are there any pork chops around your house, Matthew?
Huh?
Is there any pork chops around your house?
Pork chops. Yeah, it's a Bud Light, Budweiser's.
Yeah, you love that corn-free beer. Well, again, thank you to everybody who's watching along live, especially after watching that game. Again, I'm looking forward to picking the brains of these fine gentlemen and find out exactly what happened tonight. And Matthew might pick some brains and get some pork chops and such. Who knows what's going to happen? But until then, make sure you subscribe, rate, review wherever you're at. Give us a thumbs up if you're watching on the YouTube feed. We popping open some drinks tonight, fellers? What do we got?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right. I got a beautiful, this is a Schindler's List IPA. It's delicious. Try this out.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Dude.
I just
way to keep it topical.
Edible, but yeah. Jeez.
Cheers.
I got my cigar and I got my.
I was accidentally on mute.
Cheers.
Magic, 97 for the Phoenix Suns. Matthew, I'll start with you. What happened tonight, man?
I don't know. So it starts with DA for me. Should we just go ahead and do the drop? I feel like for that one, John. I think we should go ahead and just do the drop.
Yeah,
we're not starting with DA on this game. I'm sorry.
We're not starting with DA.
Watch.
Too late, dude. Too late.
DA is not.
Let's go ahead and start with DA.
He's not. Okay. Well, I mean, if he's injured,
tell us about that, Paul.
Fine.
What was it, Dan? What did
why not DA?
Shooting 4 for like 16 at the end of the game?
Who?
Well, Mikal.
Mikal was. Let me actually. He was. I have it right here for you. Actually, I'm glad you asked me. Mikal went a cool 3 for 13 from the field.
Ooh.
Yeah. So before we talk about DA, who was 7 for 12, 14 points, 5 rebounds, and assists, 2 steals, a block. Rebounds were low, but
that stat line.
They were outsized. Torrey Craig was guarding Bol Bol, and Campaign at times was guarding Wendell Carter Jr. So it was. I don't think anybody had a good game today. I mean, if we're being honest, besides Campaign.
How does this happen? How did every time I watch DA last pot, I'm like, I'm done talking about this dude. But then it just makes me even more angry to watch him tonight. When he starts out, he has the first 6 points, easy in the paint.
Mm-hmm.
They gave him the ball right there, right where he wanted it, easy money. He even dunked the ball, and the next 2 possessions, he's just kind of walking down. He's just kind of standing by the 3-point line. It's like, dude, give him back the ball. They call a timeout, and then they give him the ball again down there. I think Monty had to tell him, hey, you're unstoppable. Go back down there. I know there's probably some size there, but that's going to be crazy if that's still the thing with DA, where it's another team has size, and we're still thinking he can be stopped. I guess he can. Maybe he can. Maybe I should stop worrying about this, but he played like shit tonight, dude.
Let's stop this conversation. DA is not a bully ball player. We know this.
Yeah.
He is a finesse player. We have known this for years. He was 7 for 12 tonight. He was one of 3 guys on the team who shot better than 50%. He shot the best on this team. Shot the best on this team tonight.
Yeah, Devin Booker,
he only got
14
points.
Great.
Yeah, Booker was 6 for 19. Bridges was 3 for 13. Craig was 3 for 8. Him and Campaign were the only guys who were even remotely a positive on this team tonight. Was DA kind of lackadaisical through the game? Sure, but so was everybody on this team. It was not like everybody else was playing hard and he was slacking off. The entire team came in with a flat tire. So we're not going to throw this game on DA. I'm sick of people doing this every time there's a loss. That is DA.
No, they won last game. You froze. They won last game. I still shit on them. The game before that, they won. I shit on them. I just think. What do you expect?
I know, but
what do you expect?
Every single loss is a shit on DA.
I know, but what do you expect from DA? What you want these games where he's 7 for 12, 14 points and 5 boards against this stupid ass team, the Magic? Is that what you want from him? That's not what I want. I know he's finesse.
I get.
But if he doesn't,
I don't want that either. Yeah, I don't want that either. And yeah, if people don't pass him the ball, that's one thing. I don't want that either. But I also don't want Mikal to go 3 for 13 and Devin Booker to go 6 for 19. So,
yeah,
could he have been better? Absolutely, he could have been better. I just don't think he is the reason they lost the game by far.
Yeah, that's my point.
Okay,
Dan, I think you might want to drop and come back in because you're.
Yeah, your mic is kind of your audio is it's very ASMR.
I kind of like
it. Well, so I think it's an interesting observation, and I get where both of you guys are coming from because I'm with Matthew where obviously we're very critical of DA and and we praise DA when he's got those good games. I think we do a good balance of both of those, and I think on a night like tonight where you feel like there could be an opportunity for him to be somebody who really steps up when other members of the team aren't playing well, that's what you want, but. To your point, Paul, that's not who he is. And on a night where Devin Booker, as you mentioned, what did he end up shooting tonight? 6 and 19?
6 and 19, yeah.
Okay, and then 3 of 13 from Mikal Bridges. So combined, they have 9 field goals. DA had 7. And they also had 32 shots. Exactly. It's one of those things where you want DA to kind of step up in those moments. But what is his involvement during that time frame?
Right.
He's not getting the shots. They're taking the shots. They're not making the shots. That's the challenge. My question when it comes to this game, was it a matchup issue? Because Bol Bol was their starting 4.
No.
So
it was not a match. It was they came in flat. It was from jump. They came in flat.
They came in flat, and like I said,
stayed flat.
The Magic were making everything from
sound
three.
a lot better, Dan.
Yeah, it was.
Awesome.
At Disneyland's undefeated.
Yeah.
They went in, rode the Matterhorn a couple times.
During the hurricane.
Is Paul still working on that internet connection, huh?
Yeah, Paul, we got to get you that.
Yeah,
this is great audio.
I'm on my wife's laptop tonight because I accidentally left mine at work today. So,
too much porn on that thing.
You take a look at it. Kind of to Dan's point, the Phoenix Suns shot 40% from the field.
Yeah.
All right, 31% from beyond the arc. They made a total of 38 field goals, and they only had
9 free throws.
And 22 assists. So it sounds like they weren't really popping the ball around. Was it a lot of isolation ball? Was it a lot of Devin Booker and Mikal Bridges trying to create and they just weren't doing it? Or what was happening there?
Yeah, so Mikal, he actually did he get hurt or something? Like I saw that he put the sleeve on or something, but I think his left arm.
But it was his non-shooting arm. So
yeah, the left arm, right?
So he left
bothering
the game?
him. No, he didn't. He didn't leave the game. He was in it. He just looked bothered the whole time. So a lot of people on Twitter were talking about that might be affecting his shot. So that might have been. Of course, he had such a great game. Of course, he has to get hurt the next game, right? And just be out there another 2 or 3 months.
31 one night, and then he's like, okay, yeah, I got it. 3 for 13.
No, that's Cam Johnson. He's the one that gets hurt, that has great games, and then gets hurt for 2 months.
Yeah, this is a fact.
It's unfortunate.
It's just kind of the way it goes. So kind of going down the lineup, looks like Cameron Payne, 8 for 15, 5. He shot 10 3-pointers.
Cam Payne was awesome tonight, dude.
22
They might lose
points.
by 40 if it wasn't for him.
Jeez.
Not just mathematically, but just in general.
God, I'm just, again, just looking at the stats, they got fucking worked in this game, man.
Oh,
I'm sorry you guys have to come on a pod where they got worked this bad.
It was bad, dude.
It was bad.
And I know it was the whole team, and they were down. The thing is, going into this game, I was thinking like, DA, could we get the 30-point game to get the win? Because I feel like we just needed that. And that's what I wanted. So obviously he's hurt or something.
And the thing with that, I hear you there. And he was, and if you remember the game, I think it was against Portland, where he scored 26. Yeah. He got like 2 touches in the second half. I'm like, how does that happen? And I think they were up big in that game too. And then they ended up losing in overtime. And he missed those 2 free throws too. So
when he gets
that,
the ball, do you trust him? Like, I feel like when he has the ball, like,
it's an article
doesn't
idea
look like he's worked on anything.
Dig it into DA's.
What's that, Paul?
Okay.
Radio silence. All right.
Yeah. So there. There he goes.
Poor Paul. He's
when he gets the ball, do I trust him? I do actually, but I trust him if he makes a quick decision.
Bingo.
Once he starts kind of, looking for a pass, starts to dribble, that's when I'm just like, dude, you might as well just pass it out to somebody. When he gets the ball and he shoots, or he does a little jab step that the defender always falls for, and I don't understand, because anytime he gets in that position, he shoots the mid-range.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of funny. They still don't get up on him more. But anytime he does something quick like that, it's money. That's when he has these games where he has, when he was 7 for 7 for 14 points in the first quarter, or the first half. I feel like he doesn't, when he has games like this, because there was a couple plays today when I'm just like, just turn and shoot it, or take the mid-range. Don't overthink things, I guess, which, I mean, again, you're what, 5, 6 now of him?
Yeah, you're 5.
Yeah.
It's not ideal, right? But it is what it is. We've been dealing with it for 5 years. I mean, it's not gonna change overnight, guys. I mean, if his best shot is, hey, take this jumper, or when he gets it, take the little baby hook that he loves, that he's money with, just do that. Stop trying to be something you're not. Maybe, and that could be on him. I mean, that's on him too. He has to make those quick decisions, and we just got to adjust our expectations, apparently.
Well, and I know that, I did the preview for this game for Brightside. It's the 3rd preview I've done this season. The Suns are 0-3 in those games. I did 2 Portland games and now this one. So I'm going to tell Dave.
Only 4 losses, too.
Yeah, I'm no longer covering anything for Brightside because I'm throwing up fat offers. But that was my key to the game, was Deandre Ayton versus Wendell Carter. I wanted to see that. In my head, I was like, Devin Booker is a bucket. And apparently, that was incorrect tonight. He ended with 17 points, I think. So again, DA is a big X factor, and he's going to continue to be a topic of conversation. I know it frustrates Paul. I know it frustrates a lot of people because it feels like a lot of blame goes to DA because there's a lot of expectations with DA. And I think back to Devin Booker when he was in like his 5th year. And Devin Booker, for the first, few years of his career, was somebody who we knew had that kind of killer instinct in him. We knew he had the dog, but he had a lot of opportunity within the confines of his game. He was kind of rough. He would take some errant shots. He was carrying a team that sucked. He had a temper that would get technical fouls that were unwarranted in the middle of runs where the Suns were down 10 and they were trying to get back in the game, and they're down all of a sudden 3, and then he'd get a technical foul because he didn't get a foul called on him. But that's the difference, though, is like Devin Booker always had that kind of killer mentality, whereas I really feel like DA he doesn't, and we know that. And I don't know how many more of these podcasts we're going to do, Matthew, where we're going to sit here and be like, when's it going to happen? When's it going to be his time? It ain't ever going to happen. We just got to accept that. We got to accept that he's a max center in the NBA, and in like 2 years, that's not going to matter when the salary cap jumps and it doubles, because then he's just going to be kind of your average run-of-the-mill center. He's a 6th paid high center in the NBA right now, and the productivity just isn't there. And again, it's just it's a challenge for all the Ayton stands out there because they don't, it gets so hard in their feelings when he doesn't play well, and then people say, well, he didn't play well. They're like, you don't know what you're talking about.
I like when Dan was talking about like how, we expect, certain things from him, but he's just not that player, basically. Like, it's totally true, and I wish that he would kind of stick to his game, because there's still, even like tonight, you still see the insecurities of him getting the ball and like just not knowing what to do. Like, he was caught on a travel, and like everyone travels and stuff, but like his positioning, like a few times, like tonight, he was like down there, like on the block, deep, low, right by the rim. But then all of a sudden he gets the ball, but he's like back out, basically almost by the 3-point line, like further away, like not near the 3-point line, but further towards it. And it's just like, that's not where you wanted the ball. Like, and when he gets the ball, it's just, I don't know. And okay, I'm done. So every time we talk about Ayton, I'm just going to say, you know what, I'm done. Because I have been, and he needs to have like a month or two where it's just straight, just fucking dominance on the way he plays. I'm not talking about dunking the ball on people. Just, put up your game, dude. It looks good.
You know what the most frustrating thing about me about the whole Ayton stuff is, yes, am I a little biased? Of course, absolutely. Everybody knows this. Everybody that listens to this podcast or our podcast knows that. So yeah, I'll admit to that. But at the same time, everything is put under a microscope with DA, and I get it. He's a max guy. You can say whatever you want about that. I don't see the same energy for someone like Mikal Bridges, and I understand Mikal Bridges, he's a first team all defensive player, but Mikal Bridges disappears a lot on offense. Tonight, and you just look at tonight. Yes, did he have a great game the other night? Put up 31? Absolutely. He was amazing. But if we're going to get one of those games and he's going to disappear for 4 or 5, it's like, like what are we talking about here? Like, we can all so that's kind of the frustration with me, is he'll go a month where he's averaging 7 points a game. Granted, he's playing good defense, but if DA did that, played good defense and averaged 7 points a game, that's the only thing. That's the more frustrating thing for me, is I feel like that same energy we need to hold everybody accountable, not just DA, just because he's DA.
Yeah. And the biggest reason we do is because he is the number 1 pick, and he was taken before Luka. Like, that is the reason why, really. If that draft was kind of a shit draft, even Trae Young, man, like, there's guys that went after him. So I think people look at that, and that's the reason. And it's not fair to him, because I think he's a good center. He's the best center we've ever had in this franchise. And we have to look at it that way to stay positive. It's just the what we have right now is like the window, who knows when it's going to be closed. So we know what we're going to go up against in the playoffs, right? And we've seen it before. We just expect it during the regular season so we can build upon it going into the playoffs. That's what we want to see, because we can't show up in the playoffs. We're far away from it, but we can't show up in the playoffs and be like, oh, this is the DA we're going to get. Like, this is not going to work. It's not going to we're not going to go anywhere, especially with the injuries piling up.
Yeah, and if you think about it, and just for the Luka thing, by the way, I'm sure if DA had the ball in his hands 85% of the game, he might put up some better numbers. But that's an insane stat, by the way. Look up his usage.
Yeah, his usage numbers are
that's what he wants. He's a big baby.
Your mic's getting kind of funny again, Dan.
Is it okay? I'll sign off. I'll say this. Right. I'll jump out and jump back in here in a second. But the thing with that is, I know you mentioned. Oh man, I lost my train of thought. Shit.
Luka usage rate.
No,
Luka.
he was saying
Ayton.
something. Oh, the playoffs. If you look at the playoffs, like let's be honest, that's the best we've seen DeAndre Ayton. I know things got a little weird in the Mavericks series, but that New Orleans series, they didn't win that series without DA. He was great in that series, especially against Vucevic. And then, you had the run in 2021. I know in the finals he kind of, he met his match, and most people would have against Giannis, but it is what it is. So, we've seen his best ball in the playoffs. And I get the frustration, man. I wish I can pencil in for 20 and 10 every single night, like clockwork. But, it's just one of those things where we either adjust our expectations or we're just going to have headaches the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Well, and one of the things I said coming into this season is Suns fans, get ready for kind of like an up and down season. There's going to be inconsistencies. This team understands that, they went out and they won 64 games last year, and it was amazing. We only lost 18 times, and it was fun. And then guess what happened? The playoffs happened. The team didn't peak at the right time, and they lost. And I said, get ready for an up and down season. We're going to have games like this. We're going to have some games where it's just like, as both Paul and Dan mentioned, the team just came in and they were just a little bit flat. And it's going to happen. There's going to be times when teams are going to enter and they're going to be flat. Think about the journey that this team had to get on just to get into this. They came in from Minnesota. If you follow Dwayne Rankin on Twitter, his journey just to get to the game was insane because flights are being canceled because Hurricane Nicole is coming through there. Yeah. They're trying to navigate around it. They were talking about the Hornets, who I think played against who they play, the Heat. They flew over the hurricane to get. I mean, it's just like kind of this topsy-turvy. Yeah, it was like I was like tracking the stuff because again I was covering it for Brightside. I'm like, what the hell is going to happen with this game? Where's this hurricane? And I was just trying to see what's going on. And it's just like, what? At the end of the day, this team's 8-4, okay, and the Jazz are the number one team, and we're 12 games into the season. So it's like we have this long journey ahead of us. This was a flat game. Do you blame DA? In my opinion, looking at the stats, no. Do you want to be more aggressive? We're going to say that after every game. He'll go for 25 and 15. We're like, fuck, man, he could have had 30. What happened? But you look at Booker. You look at the two guys, the wings, right? You're looking at Booker and you're looking at Mikal Bridges. They didn't play well. And the Orlando Magic were locked in this game is how it appears. Taking a look at their stat line, it's across the board. Wendell Carter Jr., 7 for 15. He had 20 points. You had Jalen Suggs. He had 16 points. You had 13 from Bol Bol. You had 17 from Franz Wagner. Okiki had 11. 14 off from Terrence Ross coming off the bench, and it looks like, 2 for 3 from beyond the arc. He probably, again, I didn't watch the game. He probably hit a couple dagger threes that were just kind of annoying. It's like the Suns are trying to get back in the game. Boom, Terrence Ross 3. Like, we've seen that before. This is a team that, again, so says Jay from Fanning the Flames, says the Suns flew to Tampa and took a bus to Orlando to this game. All right, do you guys remember? I don't know if you remember this far back.
How terrible, huh?
I mean, I think you guys are. I think you guys are both. Are you both?
Justin's making shit up right now.
No, I think he's right though. I'm pretty sure.
No,
he's right.
They did. Cameron Payton.
I know he is. I'm just kidding.
So you guys are both 89 babies, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So do you remember there was that? Did you say sure, Matthew?
Yeah, it just sounded weird.
You're born in 89.
I know we're babies at the same time. Just
this is a fact. So I don't know if you guys remember this, but the Phoenix Suns, in the 7 seconds or less era, they had that one stretch where they had won 19 straight games or 18 straight games. And then they had to fly into Denver in a blizzard, and they showed up they got off the tarmac, went right to the arena to play the game, and they lost.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And everyone was upset because you remember that? And it's like, this is kind of the same thing. This is one of those things where it's like they had to fly into Tampa and take a bus tour.
No, he's frozen.
Took a bus to Orlando.
Took a bus to
and then had to play the game.
And then they had to play the game. First class all the way. What a rough life, dude. You get to show up and play fucking basketball. I know it's land. Sorry, man. You're freezing a little bit, dude.
No. I am?
No, you're good. John, I can hear him coming through a little bit. This is the worst audio.
This is the worst.
I apologize. This is the worst fucking game, and then the worst.
And then the worst post game pod.
Good guess. It's just audio technology.
Hey, cheers, guys.
Cheers. Schindler's List IPA.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus, dude.
Hey,
you're gonna get flagged.
What else do we want to talk about in this game? I don't know how much longer I can go, man. I didn't see the game.
I was actually on a. Never mind.
Well, can we talk about how many teams have quit on Bol Bol now?
Oh, we can talk about that.
He was on Denver, and could Denver use Bol Bol right now? They fucking 100%. And then he went. Yeah. I don't know where else he's been. He's been on a couple teams.
I'm looking him up right now because just Denver, dude. That was it.
Oh, that was it. But they didn't they like send him to the G League or something. He was like down there for a while.
Is that who drafted him? Was Denver?
Denver drafted him in the second round. Can you imagine if he was still on there? Oh, dude.
How did he look tonight?
He looks great, dude.
Really?
Yeah. He looks fantastic. Blocking shots, making threes. Sure. Dude, no, he's been playing solid all season.
Damn, 3 of 3 from beyond the arc. He had 13 points and 15 boards.
Dude, he's ridiculously long, of course.
Yes.
So there's a couple times where he's even blocking like jump shots and stuff like that. So
yeah, he has 11 points on the season, average 6, almost 7 rebounds. So not bad, dude.
What's the future of this Magic team look like? Because I mean, they didn't even have.
They didn't have half their fucking players, dude. That's what made it so frustrating today.
They didn't have Paolo Banchero, man. Like that guy's been really fun to watch early this season. Obviously, he's out.
That guy's good.
He's really good. He's like, I mean, that's if you're putting money down on Rookie of the Year, the boat's already probably flown. But he's probably like -200, -350 right now.
No, he's already professional basketball. Like he looks like an all-star out there, honestly.
By the way,
that's their future.
I want to get on these family bet texts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's how I know. That's how I know Bol Bol's been doing well because some of the prop bets I've made have been his, and it's like 3 threes. You parlay 3 threes and 12 blocks. That'll give you a nice chunk of change. So.
Yeah, note to self. Yeah.
We'll discuss the family bet.
Wait, was I talking about something you guys just already talked about? Something like I don't even know about? Like, what was that?
Why is Matthew muted this whole time? I wish you'd unmute himself. I don't know what's going on over there. Unmute yourself.
Hey, it's
Matthew.
your pod, dude. Say whatever you want.
What
were you saying, Matthew?
Talking about? Nah, it's all right. You know what? I wanted to ask too about the jerseys. What do you guys think about the jerseys? They're finally leaked.
Boy.
The new.
I'll let you guys start with that conversation. I need another beer before I start talking about jerseys.
All right, your audio sucks again.
Yours already starting to go again too. Well, so again, Matthew, talking about those jerseys, I want to know what they're going to end up being called, right? Because like the Orange Fridays, like that was the ones for the past 2 seasons. Those orange ones that they wore that we both didn't like. Those were references to the Orange Fridays. You have the Valley City Edition jerseys. Essentially, these new turquoise jerseys are the new City Edition jerseys. They replace the Valley jerseys that will forever be iconic and people will forever remember as they were worn almost too much during the 2021 NBA playoff run to the NBA Finals, then obviously last year as well. I like what Arthur says in the chat. He says periwinkle power. That's a good one. I like calling them the Cyan Cities. But totally just like, what do you think of them? I'd have to see him on the court, and I just...
You know what? Yeah, and a lot of people like the court, too.
Yes.
It's basically the same court as last year. They just added a different center, and then they had the turquoise in there. The court's okay. It's nothing crazy. It's the same as last year, so I'm just like, it's the same thing from last year. I thought it would match the jerseys more. I like the jerseys. It's just the middle with the black sun, like you said, John, that was going to ruin them. I feel like it kind of did. I like what they did in the center of the court. That logo, if they
that logo should have been on the middle.
Yeah, if they did that, I would have liked it a lot more. I like it. I like the turquoise. I like the outline with the red. I think they're going to look good on the court on the players, but the court itself, I'm just like, I don't know why people like that so much because I'm like, dude, it's just a ripoff from last year.
We'll see them next year. Or next week when they play the Golden State Warriors. That's when they're gonna,
their first home game back, right?
Yeah, first home game. I think so. Yeah, first home game back. So, Dan, what do you think about those new Cyan City editions?
So I've always said it. It's been a long-running joke with me. If people care way too
I know you do. I know you do. Dude. I think you. I feel like the last time you were on the pod, we were talking about jerseys, and you were just like, "Okay, who gives a shit about the jerseys?" You guys only talk about jerseys on this podcast.
Like, no, I'll say this. I didn't like them at all. And people, when I said that earlier, and people were like, "Oh, but the story behind it, yeah, that's great. The story behind it's awesome. It's an amazing reason, amazing representation. Doesn't mean I have to like them. Like, they can still be ugly. I think they're ugly. But I was also a fan of the orange one. So
yeah, wow. So style is not your thing.
I like an orange jersey. This is basically the orange jersey.
Yeah,
turquoise, right?
It is.
So you can't, if you hate on the orange jersey. What you like, teal? Like, I don't know. But we'll see, man. I mean, I'm just glad they brought the sunburst back this year with with the '93 jerseys.
Oh, it looks beautiful.
Oh, dude, it's so nice.
That needs to be permanent.
One up myself.
That needs to be.
It really does. It really does. But and then to go off of what you said earlier about how the center should have been that logo for the court.
Yeah,
I think that's Nike, because I know a lot goes into, like, Nike has to sign off on certain things, and you can only do certain things with designs, and there's trademarks. And
really, okay.
Oh yeah, dude. Nike controls all that stuff.
I assume. I mean, what Michael Jordan is one of the elites, so I'm sure he has say on everything. But it's crazy that you just put out ugly jerseys because of that. You know what I mean? I think
that's
the way
the
that they make
though,
these uniforms.
Right? Did you see the Charlotte ones?
What's up?
Yeah, they're clitoris jerseys.
Yeah, the clit jerseys.
Yeah. CLT, yep.
Yeah, the CLT ones is just like
yeah.
That was fantastic.
I saw that one, and then they have the Cream Dream again, right? The Cream Dream.
Oh, is that Milwaukee again?
Milwaukee.
Yeah.
I still don't understand that reference.
Sacktown, Sacramento. So Sacktown, CLT, the clit ones, and then also
Sacktown. You mean like you suck ball sack and you haven't made the playoffs in 22 years?
Yeah, and there's a whole town of those people. It's not a city. There's like, we're more of a town.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, Nike, they just they churn them out and people will buy them. Like to your point, Dan. Like I would love to go and get one of those '93 throwbacks. Like I just
got one, dude. Oh my god.
Did you get one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you did.
Who'd you get?
My wife hooked me up. Awesome. She got me a Booker one.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's a go-to. That's his favorite too. So maybe he can get it to stay. I feel like if anybody can, it's like Mr. Sun himself is Devin Booker. Like he can have one stay another year or so.
But I will not go. I will not go buy the new City Edition jersey. Like there's no way that'll be one of those ones you've forgotten, right, Matthew?
Yeah, it will. I'm really bummed, dude. It's just the black sun in the middle. Like it throws everything off. And I know turquoise. I've never liked turquoise, but maybe because I'm
wearing
older,
like a turquoise shirt today to work.
Is that's not really turquoise?
That's baby blue.
It's like baby blue. Turquoise it hurts the eyes for most people, and it used to for me. But when I saw this, I'm like, oh, it's gonna look good on them, and I think it will, and it did in the photos and stuff. It's just the whole thing kind of just seems ripped off from before, and it's just kind of cheap to me in a way.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's just lack of creativity. And again, I know we're talking way too much about jerseys.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, after a game like this, let's just shoot the shit because
I mean, and I don't. And by the way, like I know I talk a lot of shit about like jerseys and stuff like that, but I'm just an old man yelling at clouds at that point. So
I know, right?
don't listen to me.
Well, I will say, Buck Dog in the chat, he says, I want to see the clit jerseys, but I can't find them on Google. Well, check this out. There you go. Well, I got you right there, my friend.
Do you get what that means, though, John?
Yeah, I think that went over John's head.
Yeah, so a lot of people are saying like I can't find. The
totally.
Clit, yeah,
he's talking about the men's inadequacies and lack of being able to find. The magical.
Yep. We've gone there now. It's just like South Park, South Park, big, longer, uncut.
This potting.
I love how you just brought that up. You're like, check this out, dude. Right?
Oh man, I saved it. Here we go.
Man.
And here's my high school picture again.
Holy shit!
Dude. There you go. There's Voida in high school. There you go. For those of you who are listening, you stopped listening 20 minutes ago.
Was it Clit or no?
Yeah. It was the Clit Finder.
Clitosaurus. Yeah.
Clitosaurus. Right. We're gonna. All right. Good thing we're not recording this one live. We'll just scrap this whole podcast.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Jesus.
What else do we want to talk about on this game? Let's see. Here, let's play a drop. I almost made you a drop, Dan, just because you said there's a drop. But I was gonna make like a fuck that guy drop. But all I got is this.
Fuck.
There you go.
That's funny.
Drop. That's funny.
That's hilarious.
Jesus, this is a nice limo.
Yes, it is. Now suck my
Jock Landale.
7-6 for Jock. At least looks like he had a good game.
Yeah, no, it wasn't bad. He actually didn't have any fouls either. So we talked about last game how he had the foul issues.
Yeah, 5.
Nothing tonight, right? It's weird when he comes in. I feel like when he does come in the game and Ayton's kind of playing, in my eyes, he's playing poorly. I look for that to kind of boost his team back. I feel like it kind of did a little bit. I think the bench kind of did. But then you have Cameron Payne, of course, starting the game. when he's starting the game, it kind of sucks because I like Payne playing more with Jock. I feel like they play very well together. So that kind of throws things off. So I don't know if that has anything to do with Jock. His numbers look good. I mean, they're fine. It's only 13 minutes tonight because I feel like everyone kind of gave up by the fourth quarter. But I mean, his presence is known there, man. And no fouls to me is really huge because when he brought that up, I'm like, I don't think I ever noticed. But then I'm like, dude, like if we have to rely on him, and especially Bismack came in tonight and played pretty decent, we got to make sure he's on the floor. And you're totally right about that. And tonight he just made sure, like, hey, like I'm gonna play my game and just listen to the pod last night or the last game, and I got to make sure I'm not fouling anybody because I'm gonna have to be heavily relied on when Ayton's playing like shit. Sorry, I said it.
Oh, jeez. Again. So the unknown in the chat says Jock for starting power forward. What would you guys think of Jock playing that instead of Torrey Craig?
Hard pass. I don't need to see Jock Landale shooting more threes.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be okay. I'd be okay if he never shot another three ever again in his life.
Yeah, exactly. What is he shooting? Is he 12% or something crazy?
It was 15% entering this game.
Yeah, so it's probably 13 or 14.
Yeah, and he went over.
He missed one for sure.
0 for 1. Yep. 0 for 1.
Yeah,
so
it looked terrible. I don't have confidence in that at all. There's someone actually posted a meme about like, what the, wait, you practiced that shot? It was like Patrick Ewing yelling at his team when he coached the Knicks or something. Like, you practiced that shot? Are you sure? When do you practice that shot? That's
I think I've seen that. That's funny.
And before I was always like, dude, I want him to shoot it. I trust him. But then now I'm just like, all right, never mind, dude. Too much confidence for this guy.
Oh yeah, dude, it's bad.
How'd Torrey Craig look tonight?
Good. Craig was awesome, man.
He hustled his ass off. I'll say that.
Good. Good.
Yeah, I'm really encouraged by Torrey Craig, man. I thought he was going to be terrible this season. You know, just going off of last year, but man, he must have heard those trade rumors or something because I know he likes Phoenix, but he's been playing his ass off all season.
Well, yeah, he's always in there for rebounds, man. Every time.
Good.
It's crazy.
Well, and that's like, you know, with Cameron Johnson joining the first team unit, that's the first thing you think is like, okay, we're going to get a boost in offense. And not necessarily a boost in rebounding because that's not really what he does. But then you kind of go, okay, well, where does he fall in the hierarchy of scoring for the first team unit? Devin Booker's your 1, DA's your 2. So I guess Cameron Johnson's your 3 and Mikal Bridges is your 4. And then Chris Paul's your 5. And that's kind of, you know, the hierarchy of scoring. But with Cameron Johnson exiting, it really, I think, helps define some roles. And it goes, okay, Devin Booker, you're our 1. DA, you're our 2. Mikal, you're our 3. And then, you know, then you can go point guard, and then you can go Torrey Craig 4. Just focus on the boards. Because that's what the Jay Crowder role was. Jay Crowder wasn't out there trying to get you 20 points. Now, sometimes he'd shoot like he was trying to give you 20 points. But he was focused on physicality, and he was focused on getting some rebounds and hitting a 3 every now and then. And Torrey is more in that mold than Cameron Johnson is. Now, obviously, we would much prefer to have Cameron Johnson out there because you want that offensive firepower, but it's good that at least you can bring somebody in there who has that role and is fulfilling it to the expectations that we have kind of in the past.
Yeah, and that's what we wanted, right? The thing is, like, he only had 4 boards tonight, but I feel like anytime we needed like a bigger board, he's in there, and especially offensively, he's just making it crazy down there for anybody to really compete. And he had to guard these big ass dudes. The length, these guys are like twice the sizes of him. But he did a decent job. Like, he did the best he could. And I know it's like, we looked at it, we're like, well, the size, the length, he had to play the 4. That's why Ayton maybe didn't have a good game. But I didn't see Ayton down there busting his ass like Craig. And of course, it's not the same body type and they're not the same kind of player. But, like, I don't feel like he helped him out at all. So Craig seemed like he was doing most of the muscle work down there, trying to get any kind of board he can, give him any kind of chance that he could. And that's just his game, and that's what we want from him, dude. He's not a starting 4 at all. He's playing a lot of minutes, 35 fucking minutes for Torrey Craig. 35 minutes. That's insane.
That's how you know you're losing a game.
Exactly. Yeah. But I mean, every minute though, I still loved it. He doesn't ever give up, no matter how tired he is.
Yeah. Well. Oh well.
Thomas
Dennett.
Great, man.
Thomas Dennett. What hat is Darth wearing? This is a Suns hat, man. It's like This is my oldest son hat. One of my oldest son's hats. It's got the old S logo on it.
Yeah.
My daughter's home from college, and she was showering, and I just came home. I'm like, I need a hat, and it was like one in my garage.
Wait, who's there?
Wait, you have a son?
My daughter, stepdaughter.
Oh, Ashley's.
Hold on.
Yeah,
you
Ashley's
said
home.
This is one of my oldest son's hats.
Yeah, son. Oh no! Oh, gotcha. No.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
My bad.
No,
oldest Yale.
Yeah,
Fuck.
That was the Yale.
Yeah. Ashley's home, Matthew, with Smudge.
All right, dude. So, awesome.
Yeah, and I'm taking a 3-day weekend. I'm going to get some PT done. You know.
Hey, you mentioned it at the beginning of the show, but thank you, Mr. Darth Vader, for your service.
Oh, you're welcome.
And why did you work today? Aren't you a veteran? Like that's
Well, I work. Cool. That's because because I work. I work in the restaurant industry. Like we don't get days off.
No one cares if you're a vet.
No one gives a shit. Yeah. No one gives a shit. You know,
once you're done, it's just like
they're all decorating the dining room, and they're like, "Can you help?" I'm like, "Hold on, I'm a vet here."
You can pull that card though,
dude.
Right?
I
never do. Oh. You know,
Good.
I did my time. I did 10 years.
Yeah, damn, that's crazy, dude. I remember I did. How many years did I do? I think I did like 2 or 3.
But those were all in Call of Duty. Those don't count.
Call of Duty, yeah.
Wait, were you in the military too?
Not at all. My brother wanted me to go for sure. He's like, "Oh, you should go and straighten you right up. You'd be a different man." You know what I mean? But that's
what I did.
Probably. Oh yeah, I know. I probably should have went, but it probably would have escalated like the time of suicide. Like it would have,
Yeah, you would have been. Yeah, you would have been one of those PTSDers, man.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know.
So
I did 3 years active.
Oh, this got really dark.
Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, we lost to the fucking Magic. Come on.
John started when he said the Schindler's List IPAs.
I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Careful, you might get.
All right, so hold on, real quick. I don't know if you guys like pay attention to comedy or anything like that.
Somewhat.
You guys know who Bert Kreischer is?
Yeah. The Machine.
The Machine. He's hilarious. So last week was his birthday, and Tom Segura, who's a comedian as well, and his best friend. Actually, Johnny kind of looked like Tom Segura.
I do kind of.
Now that I look at it, yeah.
I'm bald.
You also look like Taylor Jenkins from the
from the Memphis Grizzlies. You guys remind me all the time.
Johnny. Oh, go ahead.
But Bert Kreischer, he gifted Tom Segura, or not? Tom Segura gifted Bert Kreischer a coffee cup that belonged to Hitler as like a joke. And I don't know why that reminded me of it, because he's just like, why would you get me this? He's like, because now you're going to be in trouble for owning it.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's friendship right there.
That is friendship.
Yeah.
Let me get you canceled by giving you this gift.
Matthew didn't give me anything for my birthday.
No.
Rude.
I didn't.
Man. I turned 40 this year.
You know what? You actually look like a slimmer version of the Giants head coach.
Oh, what's that guy's name?
Brian Daboll?
You look just like him, but he's like 100 times bigger than you. He's just a big dude, but looks just like you, man.
No, dude, he's Taylor Jenkins all the way.
Every time I see just Memphis, I think of Duarte. Every time Memphis is playing, they show Taylor Jenkins. I'm like, that motherfucker. I'm like,
well, I got
a beard. I know.
I texted him randomly one night, and I was like, hey, dude, congrats. And you were like,
what are you talking about?
And I was like, for getting the head coaching gig with Memphis. That's awesome. And I was like, oh, he's like, yeah. He's like, I guess I do look like him.
Yeah, it's like, well, I got a beard. You know, when you got a beerd, you look.
No,
like
dude, it's not just the beard. No, go fucking.
It's the way I coach.
Go bring up Jenkins, and he looks just like him.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Lissy's already doing it. Look at him.
There we go.
No, should we do a Jam Star, dude, or something?
We might as well just do the Jam Star. No one's watching or listening.
Jam Star of the game.
This is a reminder, Jamsters, if you're watching along live, please hit that thumbs up button and please subscribe. If you're listening on Apple iTunes, go ahead, leave us one of those 5-star reviews, and we'll read them right here on the podcast. And in fact, we actually have a couple new ones. I don't know if I should read those. Should I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here we go. This is from Fishy50, said #1 podcast. It's not even the best post-game pod anymore. It's just the best podcast now. I always forget to comment on the lives because I'm so locked in on what you guys are saying. But man, you guys are killing it, and it makes me even more fun. Keep it up, fellas. Suns jam to the moon. So thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Wow.
And then, oh my God, this one's intense. We've got 3 new ones. Poor Dan, you got to listen to us just suck our own cocks on this one. So this one's called I Watched the Show. 5-star review. Said they pull me back in. Got into NBA basketball with the Steve Nash, want to say 05-06 era, and have been a ride or die fan ever since. Every crushing playoff series with Nash and Stat, every forgettable mid to late 2000 season, I'm all in. Then we have this magic run in 2021, and I find this podcast, and I've been enjoying it ever since. I have to confess, I've had to unsubscribe after each season. Not because the pod is bad. It's just been 2 absolute kick in the nuts to end each year, and I had to disconnect. I think I can't get invested day in, day out, the pain is too much. Then the season starts, and I get pulled back in and resubscribe because it's so fun to listen to the pod, chop it up about this Suns team. John and Matt are fantastic, obviously fans of the Sun, but never go full homer. I now live in Chicago, so the YouTube stream starts when I'm usually in bed, but a great pod to start the day with these two. I know it's hard to remember, or I know it's hard, but remember, it's not the destination, it's the journey. I have a championship mindset with this season, but I'm going to try to enjoy the ride with Matt and John. That's from I Watched the Show. So
is that Barack Obama or something?
I don't know.
It's very well written, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was. But the next one's a poem, guys. Do you guys want me to read
There's
you a
three
poem?
of them.
Yeah, there's 3. I got 3 reviews. You want to hear this poem? Here we go. This is fantastic. This is a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts from I Drink Anchor Steam. Okay, Anchor Steam, that's a beer, I think. Pretty sure up in there in San Francisco. It says, somebody once told me that the world is going to roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. So she was looking kind of dumb with the finger and a thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. It's the fucking lyrics to somebody wants to.
Yeah.
Well, the years
Jesus
start coming by
Christ.
and they don't stop coming. Fed to the rules and I
God.
hit the ground running. Doesn't make sense not to live for fun. Your brain gets smart, but your head gets dumb. So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the back streets? Guess you'll never know if you don't go. Guess you'll never shine if you don't go. Hey, now you're an all-star. I'm like, I can't sing this whole thing.
Yeah.
It's
the whole thing. You just
but
copy
well
and paste
played.
it,
Well
or she
played.
did.
I drink, and we always say we'll read the whole thing on the pod, no matter what you put.
Yeah.
We'll do this at another time because poor Dan's sitting there. He's just chugging a cigar, and he goes, "Why do the reviews and Fan of the Flames just talk about how we cuss so much?"
Well, like I had to take
funny.
I had to take my nephew to get a comic book the other weekend, and he listened to that song 10 times. The whole time there and on the way back, that song we listened to. 10 times.
Wait, hold on. You had to take your nephew to go get a comic book?
Yeah,
They
we went to the
still
comic book
make
store.
those?
Yeah,
There's still
yeah.
comic book stores?
Oh yeah.
Oh hell yeah! And Matthew's sister loves comic books, and I mean her kid's
so do
middle
I,
name
but I don't.
is Thor. Eric Thor.
He's
a
a
legend.
He's a big
my,
dude. He likes
my
Thor.
kid, my daughter is lucky she's a she because her mom got to name her because if it would have been a boy, his name would have been Bruce Wayne Duarte.
That's
And I am
dope.
not shitting you.
So you're a Batman dude.
Oh yeah.
So why
I
Batman?
would hope so.
I just because Batman's amazing, and that's just who I grew up with.
Yeah, that's
But
just
why?
your thing, man. Makes you happy, right? He just
Because
makes you feel
he's-
comforted, right?
Because anyone can be Batman.
That's right. Well, millionaire.
Yeah,
He's like
you know
he's
what
like
I mean.
Iron Man, but like not as
Yeah,
smart.
he doesn't have powers, you know.
Yeah.
Which
neither
one
does
was your
Iron
favorite
Man.
movie then? The most
Ooh,
recent
good,
one?
Good question.
The most
Which is-
recent one.
Did you like
Really?
that one the most? I have to
Yes.
watch it again. I didn't like it that much.
Wow, dude, it's
Yeah.
fantastic. But like I see, I'm balls deep in Batman. So like when people are like, "Wow, that sounded really gay," sorry guys,
Balls
It's
deep.
fine.
Hey, such
Balls deep in
such
everything.
jam.
sorry, or that sounded really bad. Sorry, not Anyways,
All right, we're already
Um,
canceled anyways.
oh yeah, Jesus Christ. But anyway, no. Here's the thing, like because people will look at it like Batman. He's people are like, oh, he was too emo, it was too dark. Batman's dark, dude. He basically like started pummeling people because he was fucking his parents got killed right in front of him. Like, I don't know if you can get much darker than that.
He's the
it's
Dark
like,
Knight.
Exactly. So
Buck
I'm
Dog, good point. R.I.P. Kevin
yes,
Conroy.
dude.
Yeah,
Kevin
died
Conroy.
today. Yeah.
You know what? I'll take that back. That was the best Batman. The
you
animated
go.
series.
Balls deep in Batman.
Oh, he
boy.
did the voice, right?
He
Is that
did
the
the
guy?
voice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did the voice.
And then Mark Hamill did the voice of the Joker.
Joker. Yeah.
Yep. I thought the Dark Knight was
The
not
Dark
just,
Knight is
not even just from
awesome.
a superhero standpoint, from a movie standpoint. Period. It's one of the greatest movies ever, from start to finish. It's like it happens to be a superhero movie, but I mean, it is so well written, so well shot. Every little thing about it is so money. And I saw something the other day on TikTok that I never noticed before. And somebody said there's that scene where Heath Ledger, as the Joker says, when they reveal, when what's his face says, "I am Batman," Harvey Dent, and he goes, you threw your eyes all over her or something. You threw yourself after her. If you watch the scene where Harvey Dent and Bruce Wayne are sitting there in the restaurant, Joker's sitting right next to him with no makeup on, and it's like little things like that Christopher Nolan did. and you look at it, and there's another shot, and you can see the slunch. I know it's crazy.
Now I feel like a fraud because I haven't.
You got to go, but like I got to go. I have to watch it again. But every time you watch that movie, amazing. It's amazing.
The Dark Knight Rises was great as well, but I feel like for some reason people shit on that movie.
Well, it's because
I don't get it.
It followed such an amazing movie, so the expectations were so through the roof. It was still it was a great movie, and Bane was fantastic.
And that's what I tell people about this latest Batman, because people it's been compared a lot to the Dark Knight, and people are like, "Oh, well, the Dark Knight's still better." I'm like, "Yeah, but you got to remember, like the Dark Knight was the second installment in that trilogy." Yes. Like I can't wait for the second. And even though it was my favorite, because it was more for me, this Batman was a lot more to like the comic books where he was beating the shit out of people.
He was more like of an investigator too, and worked with the cops.
Yeah, the detective, like his his contact. That's like a camera was sick. Like,
it was so close to being like awesome. It was really. There's this part I'm really critical. I'm weird with movies, but you know what's really underrated is the Batman versus Superman uncut version. That's actually really good.
The uncut version is fire.
But the one dumb part where the mom
Martha.
Martha. Other than that, though, that movie was really good.
Like they used Batman's PTSD to like make him like Superman. I'll say that it was pretty dumb. Actually, the Justice League Snyder cut was pretty good too. I don't know if you guys saw that one.
I didn't see that. I heard when they released it, it was really good.
It's like 4 hours long though. So
the reason that Batman's and see, I lead this all to this. The reason that Batman's the best, because I agree, Batman is my favorite superhero. He's a ninja. And I always ask that question. It's one of those questions I always ask my staff when you're just kind of bullshitting. I go, if you could be anything, if you could be a ninja, a pirate, or a knight, which would you be and why? And it's one of those things because there's a pros and cons to everything, right? And it's just one of those fun, kind of engaging conversations that you can have when you're bored at work, and then you start thinking of the reasons why you were like, well, being a pirate would be kind of fun because you drink rum all the time, but you know, you get scurvy, and you do have good pickup lines. You're like, show me your treasure chests and walk by plank and stuff. You know, but then you're like, yeah, but I'm on a ship full of dudes, and like being a knight would suck because you have a squire, right? He has to dress you, and you got all the heavy stuff, you know. But like Maiden's Fair and stuff. But Ninja always wins. Ninja always wins, and that's why Batman always wins. Because at the end of the day, and that's why I loved what Christopher Nolan did when he rebuilt that series. Is he really let from an origin story? It's like Batman is a ninja, and that's awesome. Ninjas win.
The League of Shadows.
Yeah, I mean, being on a ship full of men, I guess, would suck. But then you would always just end up balls deep every night.
Yeah, then but you could end up balls deep every night.
Yeah, that's what would happen. 100 days on a ship.
So what you're telling me is the jam star of the game is Batman.
Yeah, we didn't even do this.
The jam star of the game is Batman.
It's Cameron Payne. Yeah.
Okay.
Closest thing to Batman tonight. Yes. He was a ninja on the court. There you go.
It's all full circle. It's all full circle. All right. Well, when is the next game? Monday, Miami. Is that right?
Yeah, Monday, Miami. So weekend off, everybody.
Yep. Yeah, weekend off. Miami's a team. They're struggling. They're 5-9, something like that. Last I checked, 5-7.
Yeah.
You know,
they've fallen off again. Same thing this year.
Again. Hey, real quick, can I just say this? Hey, so is this Jay Justin? You're a fucking asshole, dude. I can't believe you just did that to me. By the way,
what did he say?
What just happened?
We had won a bet. We had won a bet. No, we had won a bet, and we won it because Grayson Allen didn't play today.
Okay.
And he's like, "Oh, we hit," and then he's like, "Oh my god, they just put Grayson Allen in the game," and I'm like, and my heart just sank.
Rude.
What a dick. Sorry, guys.
He's just sitting around trolling the pod from afar. Well, Monday's when we'll go live next. Everyone have a good weekend. What else we want to talk about?
I don't know.
I'm going to go make myself a DiGiorno.
This will be the last Suns Jam Session podcast I'll be on.
No, heck yeah. You're invited back anytime.
I don't even think you'll be able to wake up in like the world tomorrow. You're going to wake up somewhere else, dude, after tonight's pod. The things you said.
Hey, I wasn't the one that was tweeting out about, what was it? The IPA?
No, I don't know. It's a Diet Dr. Pepper. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Get real.
Right.
Oh, boy. Jesus.
Well, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining the Suns Jam Session podcast in conjunction with Paul, who had bad internet connection.
Yeah. What happened to him?
And Dan, who had some audio issues, but came through like a champ, like Batman would have.
5 different times.
Stuck it out through the whole pod. And cheers to you. If you stuck it out through this whole pod, you're the real MVP. We appreciate it. We'll come live again on Monday after the Miami Heat game. Until then, have a great weekend, everybody. Subscribe, rate, and review. we'll get through that Smash Mouth song one of these podcasts. This probably would have been the best one to do it, but that was gangster for doing that. So again, shout out to I Drink Anchor Steam, who left us that 5-star review. We really appreciate that on Apple Podcasts. So that's all I got for tonight, Matthew. Dan, you want to tell everyone they can follow you and all that fun stuff? Where do you work? They'll show up and hang out with you at work.
Oh shit! I work from home right now, but
there you go. Show up at Dan's house.
Oh yeah, dude, come have some beers while I work.
Man cave.
You know? Oh, dude, yeah, my man cave is awesome. Yeah, I'll send you guys a picture of my man cave. Check me out at Dan Duarte1 on Twitter. Catch me on the Coast to Coast podcast with Flex from Jersey. Hope give Flex some speedy recovery thoughts. He just had back surgery, so hopefully we'll be recording here in the next week after he's been fully recovered. But that, and then check out the Fanning the Flames podcast with at SozSJ and at Dervish of Whirl. And Fan the Flames NBA is the Twitter handle for that podcast as
You're getting so good at this, man. You're getting so good at this. It seems like just yesterday we were on a 75-person Suns call till 3 a.m. It was just was it you, me, and Flex who were the last ones left?
I think so. If Justin might have been on. I think he was on.
I don't know if he lasted that long. I mean, I remember just looking down and I had like 12 beers bottles next to me.
I think I had more. I think I killed a 24-pack that day.
Those were good times. So you've grown up so much. We're proud.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Matthew, tell them where they can follow you.
You can follow me at the Ringer. Is that one?
Okay, at the Ringer. Okay. So anything else?
That's it. Go home and love your ninjas.
Whoa.
Say that.